Guess what? Do you remember the last time that you truly loved yourself? Do you ever think about what it would take for you to love yourself again? If those are questions that come up, then this message may be for you. My name is Greg, and I started Results Kill Excuses coming off of my 13-year healing journey, which started with a rock bottom moment and ultimately led me through really countless hours of therapy and trying all these different things, ultimately wanting to be able to trust myself, to love myself, to take better care of myself, and to heal my emotional wounds from where? My childhood. Because the truth is, I literally hated myself for so many years, making so many bad decisions, getting in trouble. And this goes all the way back to being really an adolescent. Like, there was something about it where I was that kid. I was the kid that did sort of the bad things to get the attention. And a lot of times that was probably because I felt like I was a burden, right? And I don't want to ever say that my mom considered me a burden, but I felt like I was a burden. And I felt like I needed more attention. And thus, I would do things that would get me in trouble. And guess what? I would get attention, because attention is really getting energy. Think about that. Where your attention goes, that's where your energy flows. That's why people that are celebrities and sports stars, the reason why they're so successful financially is because there's so much attention being put on them, and that elevates them. And yet, if you're sitting there really down on yourself, my heart goes out to you about that. But the flip side of it is that you absolutely do have what it takes if you're willing to disconnect from some of the things that are occupying your attention so that you can start working on improving the relationship you have with yourself. And I guarantee you, mark my words, I guarantee you that if you improve the relationship that you have with yourself, that will improve the relationship you have with everything. Hear this. It'll improve the relationship you have with everything. Everything. It'll improve the relationship you have with your work, money, your family, your friends, your lovers. It'll start to improve everything. Everything starts with yourself. And yet, there is a huge difference between extrinsic, externalized, versus internalized. Most of us want to externalize everything. Most of us have been programmed that in order to feel like we're good enough, we need to get a big job or to get a real fancy car, to buy that dream home, right? To wear fancy things, to be complimented on things that we acquire versus being valuable. And everyone knows this. Everyone knows this. Everyone knows the fact that the minute you walk in the door, you are telling every single person who you are. And it ain't what you're wearing. It is the physical body. Your physical body literally tells everyone what you're about, who you are. Whether you like it or not, I'm sorry if you don't like that, it's the truth. And we all know this. And the more insecure we are, which insecurity means you don't feel good about what's going on inside of yourself. And if you need some help building your self-confidence, your self-worth, your self-esteem, improving the relationship with yourself. If you need some help, Greg at resultskillexcuses.com, right? I'm here to help. And I can't help every single person, but if you're someone that is hearing this message and you're ready to start investing in you and your improvement, which is really a priceless thing, but it is a transformation of who you think you are to who you truly are. Ooh, I love that. And I promise you, those are two different things. If you're hearing this message right now, who you think you are versus who you truly are not even close. And I have the receipts to show this. I know who I was when I was a very spiritually healthy guy and a mentally healthy guy. But I was missing the emotional piece and I was missing the physical piece. And anybody that, if you don't have all four in true harmony and balance, right? There's insecurity inside of you. There's still something that you need to improve. True health is aligning your mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical being to truly have optimal health. And that's what I'm here to help people do. And the way that I help people do this is by guiding you through a self-discovery, self-development through self-mastery process of really going through what it's a healing journey, but it's really a spiritual journey. Because you're going to have to go back and look at the past, see what's really going on back there, what really happened, and how those things from so long ago for so many people are still showing up in your life. But the thing is they're not showing up black and white. They're showing up disguised. And by disguised, I just mean that if you were abused mentally, sexually, emotionally, physically as a child, those wounds are showing up in self-doubt, self-sabotage, addiction, anger issues, self-hatred, low self-esteem, low self-worth, relationship avoidance, many, many different ways. And you need to discover that by looking at the patterns in your life. Because I'm here to tell you, you're worth loving. You are absolutely 100% worth investing the time, investing the energy in truly loving yourself. And when I say yourself, it's like you first got to start to reconnect with the inner child inside of you and really start to pull that inner child into the light. Pull that inner child into a place of being totally accepted, totally loved, without judgment, without criticism. The unconditional type of love that you can truly pour into your inner child, which is really pouring it into yourself. To really, it's like you have to go and replenish and redeem yourself. They always say, there's religious types will say there's a redeemer, and it's like, you got to redeem yourself. Ain't nobody going to redeem that part of who you are. For you to truly, at the deepest part, the darkest part of your being is an inner child that if you have completely disconnected from that version of yourself, now is the time. If you're hearing this message and any of this is connecting with you, it really is your time. Your time is now. I'm rooting for you. I'm here for you. If you haven't yet, download the Results Kill Excuses app. It's free. There's 5 courses in there for self-discovery. That literally, if you were to go all in every day, an hour a day or less, right? Probably 30 minutes to an hour a day, you would literally have course content for about 5 weeks. Do you think you would be the same person doing the self-discovery work for 5 weeks consistently? But, me saying an hour a day working on yourself, a lot of you get freaked the fuck out. But you ain't got no problem watching a TV with other people living their best life, and there's no investment. You don't get nothing in return. A little bit emotional high, a little bit emotional low, nothing changes. I'm offering you the opportunity to totally transform your life, to take your power back and to truly become the greatest version of yourself, to heal for real, to truly say that from this step forward, from this moment forward, you become the best version of yourself. Ain't nothing gonna hold you back. Nothing's gonna stop you except for you. And you keep finding distractions and escape routes to not look in the mirror. I'm demystifying what's been very mysterious. We've conveniently found reasons for everything to be so mysterious as to what it's going to take for us to truly heal. We want quick fixes, or we want to just say that we're not good enough. We're unredeemable. We're wicked. We're not worthy of having good things. And that's not a lie. You know how sad it is when we're kids? You know what they say is that when a parent is abusive towards a child, that the child doesn't hate the parent, they hate themselves. Do you find that true? I think there is some resentment towards the parent, but I think that they hate themselves worse than they do the parent. And I've seen that. And I know that I've helped many, many people. And if I can, I would love to be able to help you to truly redefine all of these experiences that have caused you a lot of emotional and mental pain, and even spiritual pain in many ways. You can heal it. You are good enough. And your time is now, if you want it to be now. If you're someone that's waiting for the stars to align, the stars are aligned. Promise you, they're exactly the way they should be, right? They don't get any more aligned. If you're waiting for a certain moment, now's the moment. There's no better time than now, because this is all we have. If you think that once all these problems in your life go away, that's the problem. Are you waiting for things to go away, or are you someone that is literally with relentless pursuit making things happen? See, most of y'all, I was there when I didn't really want to do it. I was just, I'm just waiting for some things to change. And it's like, yeah, it truly is. You are waiting. And guess what? It's not going to happen. It's going to change, but it'll change for the worse. And that hopefully will kickstart you into action, because that's what it takes to get started. What it's going to take to be successful is for you to be willing to lock in for the duration of life. And to know that, man, whatever you're going through now, that's not going to, if you start putting in the work, it's not going to be there forever. No, it won't be there forever. But guess what? New things will continue to pop up, especially if you're making moves in life. And those things will be even more challenging than the things you're facing now. Here's the cool thing. You'll be stronger. You'll be more equipped. You'll be more courageous. You'll be more self-reliant to be able to push through anything that comes your way. No doubt, no shrinking, no backing out, embracing any challenge, no matter how big or small, saying, bring it. I'm unstoppable. I'm courageous. I have a reason why. And that's because you have truly started to connect with that spiritual awakening. I'm sending you all the best. I know that you're worth loving. I was worth loving, even though it took me hating myself for many, many years to finally snap out of it. It took me hitting that rock bottom, multiple rock bottoms. And if I could, I would save every single one of you from having to go through and live a rock bottom moment, a real life upheaval, the bottom getting pulled out from under you when you have no other, you do always have a choice. You You either sink or you swim. And I think a lot of you are starting to say, you know what, he's right. It's time to start swimming. It's time to start putting in that work. It's time to roll up my sleeves, turn off the tube, turn off the distractions, get sober, start taking care of myself, start eating healthy, right? Most of y'all just eating healthy, you would start saving money because you cut off fast food, you cut off snack food, and you start figuring out how to cook healthy meals, which that's actually something I'm going to probably start getting into, is helping people with some of the meal prep that I do because I love to cook. And I know that nutrition has been such an important part of my transformation. And I know it will be a part of yours too. But a lot of people just, you stay stuck in whatever you learned in terms of cooking and nutrition. And at the end of the day, we're emotional eaters. And that's a major area for you to try and overcome if you so desire to have better physical health. If not, the receipt is here when you start having health problems related to your nutrition. Your doctor will be the one to tell you, right? Because you're faced with cardiac arrest or, heart disease, cancer, all things that you could avoid, but you gotta want it. And those of you that do want it, I'm commending you, I'm cheering for you, and I'm here for you. I love you guys. You know the drill. Results kill excuses, because if it was easy, it wouldn't be worth it. Greg's out.